不会让人。有人这个，你还记得多少年的他记得？
你一天，我等下跑你的家不是训气吗？我干啥呀？我不能出去玩都有。
The street is restless again tonight. That girl in a white shirt and black skirt is lying in front of our tobacco and liquor store counter again. The saleswoman was completely unfazed and couldn't even be bothered to help. A guy in a black shirt passing by took a couple more glances but didn't dare to interfere. This girl is actually quite pretty, but she gets completely drunk every time she comes. After a few minutes, she stood up by herself and randomly grabbed a black bag from the floor. The person standing nearby didn't reach out to help her, and she just walked forward on unsteady feet, swaying slightly as if treading on cotton. At this moment, not far away, a woman wearing an off-shoulder top was looking down and scrolling through her phone frantically. The woman had quite a temper before long. I heard her yelling at the person on the other end. Judging by her tone, it is probably those relationship messes again. She hung up the phone and stormed into the alley. The neon lights on both sides were dazzling. From deep within the alley, faint muttering. This street is just like that. The later it gets, the livelier and more magical it becomes. Turn around and you'll see someone tightly hugging each other next to a taxi. The girl in a white shirt and denim shorts, hugging a man in a black suit, smiled incredibly sweet. Right now it is sweet, but who knows what tomorrow will bring once the wine wears off. The woman in black dress walked very fast, like a gust of wind. She kept urging someone on the phone. With that short temper, she clearly isn't someone to mess with before long. She was seen butting heads with a red hair. Two people stand face to face, and the atmosphere is extremely tense. The red-haired man also looked annoyed. It seemed the two had fallen out over some trivial matter again. Look over there. A woman in a tight dress is walking with her male companion, muttering something. These words sound a bit baffling, and I can't be bothered to think much about it. The street is too crowded with all that. Two girls in white dresses passed by the beverage cooler while someone shouted in the distance. Here, adding someone on WeChat is more casual than having a meet. You can always hear all kinds of people talking on the phone. Everything seems ordinary, but the undercurrents of this street are always surging where you cannot see. Three young people gathered on the street, emotionally agitated, arguing with two men nearby about something. Arguing as they walked, they entered the small alley lit by a neon sign and were soon swallowed by it. And the girl in white who had lain at the entrance of the tobacco and liquor store is now clutching her forehead, looking extremely pained. Probably the alcohol had fully kicked in, and she seemed a bit disoriented. I watched her carrying her bag, walking through the cluster of shared bikes, a lonely figure receding into the distance. One person just left, and another pair arrived in front of the building. A girl in a white long-sleeve shirt leans against the wall, as if waiting for someone. This pickup line might be old, but it still works. Late at night, the streets begin to fill with all kinds of drunkards who need help walking. A man in black is half holding, half carrying a girl in white shoulder dress. The girl can barely walk standing. Some girls simply squat on the roadside steps or next to shared bikes, head down, staring intently at the phone, probably waiting for a designated driver or for some heartless lover who won't pick up. But not all scenes are so disheartening. Look at those three girls chatting and laughing. There was also a blonde girl holding her smartphone, smiling when she called home to say she was safe. This street is completely two different worlds in the early morning and late at night during the day. Fashionably dressed girls gather at the street corner. Some are even dressed in makeup, like outfits chattering away. The girl on the floral top is earnestly explaining something to the person beside her. Not far away by the roadside, a boy in a white t-shirt and a girl in a gray pleated skirt were chatting happily. That girl was so happy that she jumped up and down on the spot just like a child who hadn't grown up. This is the street I see every day. There is the mess after getting drunk. There are quarrels under the streetlights, silent flirtations, and simple joys. Everyone plays their role here, and once the show is over, they just dust themselves off and leave. Tomorrow, there will be a new wave of people, continuing the same story. I'll just keep standing at the entrance of this tobacco and liquor store, watching the people come and go on the street, the tides ebb and flow. No grand truths here, just life as it is, with an inexplicable magic woven into the hustle and bustle.